So can you reporting from the scene now? We have Rod. Rod, what's going on? Are you out there in the safari? Can you explain what
I
scene
got
you're
two
looking at?
two wild lions here, just going at it here, Matty Ice. It's a vicious scene. They're tearing each other limb from limb. It doesn't look like there's an end in sight.
Does it appear that is this a Lion King situation that we're looking at? Are they in fact related, or
one may in fact be Mufasa, and the other is Baby Simba. And I'll tell you what, Baby Simba, she's quick, she's fierce, she gets them.
So if we were putting money down in this situation, if the bettors are putting money down, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Too soon to tell, Matty. Too soon to tell.
People went to prison for that, so let's not. Just before we went live, you can just hear the cats mauling each other in the background. Pretty funny situation that you might be a part of over there, but we're gonna move past it. We got a lot to talk about today. One is Jeff Bezos. Actually, is it not Elon Musk, but in fact Jeff Bezos? That's the alien. We're going to talk about what it means. Breaking up really bad. We got a situation here.
Code red.
Are we coming in clearer now? We still having issues? Code red? Why you gotta be code red, you piece of shit? Is it clearing up any?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit cleared up. It's a little choppy. I don't know if it's my internet or what.
Probably your headphones. Anyways, we're gonna talk about this new invention that somebody created so that you can look down at your phone all the time, and it's gonna tell you when you're about to run into something. They're calling it the third eye, I believe. Might be the dumbest invention, and if you read the article, it's this guy basically created it out of satire. Like, no, this is what it's almost a pandemic that people are looking down at their phone and they're so distracted that they're getting injured and things like that, to the point where he created this almost as like a joke. Like, all right, if you fuckers really want to be that dumb and that invested in looking down at your phone, here, let me sell you this thing that's literally just like a headband with an eyeball on it. So when you look down, it opens the eye up, and there's sensors, like proximity sensors. So once there's something, an obstruction within a certain range, it'll like beep or whatever to make you look up and then dodge whatever that thing. We'll get into it in a little bit here.
Till it doesn't detect a car coming barreling down the street as you're walking across, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I guess it doesn't work for that, huh?"
Yeah. Well, it's booking 80 miles an hour because you somehow wandered onto the freeway, and by the time you even hear that alarm and look up, guess what? 80 miles an hour is pretty fucking fast. You're gonna have a fraction of a second to get out of the way of a moving car. So, we're gonna talk a little bit about. See, this is the one I thought you were going to invest a lot of time in. Theories on antimatter and how it relates to normal matter, and there should be like an equilibrium of antimatter versus normal matter. However, we're detecting antimatter particles. So, is there a lack of normal matter? Is there an abundance of antimatter? I don't fully understand it, but that seems like the avenue that I want to get you invested in to look down, so we can discuss it further. One thing we also have to do is we both did watch the movie Those Who Wish Me Dead. With what's her face in it?
Jolie, right?
Angelina Jolie. If we go back, I think I was the more accurate of the two, if memory serves me correctly.
Probably. I don't even remember what my idea was, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, you said
probably out there.
You said she was into some shady shit, and then she had to get out of it, and because she befriends the boy, and not exactly the plot line. So mine was basically just she gets in a situation where she has to save the boy, and she has to burn stuff down to do it, which I was wrong as well. It actually turns out that the bad guy in that situation was the one who burned everything down. But I thought it was okay. I mean, we talked about it. It's one of those they try to pair two very unlike characters together, and then they have to, the boy teaches her things, she teaches the boy things. You've seen it. It's a plot line as old as the cinematic universe itself. So, was it kind of a fun little twist? Yeah, I guess. I mean, they really played her up.
It didn't really hit for me, and it was kind of upsetting, like, going into it, because how long has it been since we've seen Angelina Jolie in something? So it's like, okay, well, I remember her movies like Tomb Raider, stuff like that. So it was like, she's a badass, and then this one, it's like,
They took the fat right out of her butt cheeks and injected them into her lips, so they're like, just like two fists just over top of each other. And she takes a beating in that movie. She gets slaughtered a few times before she finally axes that dude in the forest.
I didn't make it to that part. I was asleep at that part, but for all of her ass kickings, I was awake for.
Speaking of kicking ass, you finally watched Invincible. We can finally talk a little bit about it. We'll try to avoid as many spoilers. Let's disclaim there may be spoilers in this. We'll do our best, but if
there's going to be spoilers here. If you don't, if you're watching this, just skip forward about 5 minutes.
If we get rolling on this thing and we just let it fly, then we let it fly. Arguably the best cartoon I've ever watched.
It's right. I was telling Griff, I was telling him, I was like, dude, this, because he said he started it, couldn't get into it. I was like, dude, this is on par with like Into the Spider-Verse for me as far as animations go.
It's very vibrant. Yeah, it's very visually appealing.
No, I just meant like overall, like, I mean, with the storyline, the storyline and the world they're building, like as soon as you see it, you're like, okay, this is a knockoff Justice League, pound for pound knockoff Justice League. Like they even go as far as a War Woman instead of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I was half expecting the Batman guy to be Bat Guy. You know what I mean? Like,
pretty much.
Bat Guy.
Pretty much. So, it was, and that was. My dad said something. He's like, "You got to watch this. You got to check it out." I was like, "Okay, I did." They almost open with that, where it's like this knockoff Justice League, and you're kind of just like, all right, what are we doing here? And then they just get slaughtered, every single one of them.
You said no spoilers. We're not even a minute in.
But this is episode 1. Like this is but they build this entire series like partially around that. And what I liked about it too is I liked it and I didn't like it. There were so many like spider webs, like these offshoots of, all right, this is going to be a story arc. This is going to be a story arc. This is going to be a story arc. This is going to be a story, to where they progress like little pieces at a time of each story arc. And then it all kind of comes together a little bit at the end. However, it's still wide open. I believe they're already slated for 3 seasons. At least that's what they have listed on IMDb. I hope they go beyond that. Yeah, I seriously hope they go well beyond that. But I don't know. But at the same time, this is one of those things where it's so like entrenching and it grabs your attention to where it's like, don't wear it out. Make a really good series and be done with it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. I think they should almost build the whole arc over, like this whole arc. They should look at like kind of like the Infinity Saga. You know how it was long and drawn out, but have like this arc that he's on of his, potentially having to fight his father is like the big face down, and just him building that, because like you said, he got his ass kicked in every fight he was in this episode or this season. So I was like, oh my gosh.
You're like, I'm not so sure this guy's a hero. Like, he's just kind of a punching bag out there, taking some ass whoopings. Meanwhile, everybody like supporting characters and heroes are out there doing all the shit, and he's just taking his lumps, man. He absolutely is. But it's such a great and it's gore too. It's like what we got with the boys, we got in an animated version with Invincible, to where like he squeezes the guy's head, and his eyes like slowly just out of his skull. Oh my goodness!
When he sticks his hand fully through someone's chest and just pulls it out, I'm like, oh my god, that's beautiful. I love it. We need more of it.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. And it just top to bottom, I think it was fantastic. And that's another part too. Like you probably thought was hokey early on, where it's like, all right, it's around this high school kid. Like, they're gonna water it down and all this stuff, and they did not do that at all.
Nope.
I'm just like, and I get through the first episode, and I texted Pop Steele. I was like, hey, thanks for the recommendation. 1, 2, what the fuck did you just get me into? like episode 1, you're feeling that way,
dude. Yeah, and I like they're not overbearing with their little love triangle they got going on. Or, they're not overbearing with it, but it's there. And I think it works. Normally, I'm not a big fan of that, but I think how they did it and everything, it worked out pretty well. And the chick like, oh, well, yeah, I've known you were a superhero for weeks. You're just jackass, all right? Just
yeah, you're just kind of a dipshit about it. Is the only problem. It is so good, Papa Steele. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for the recommendation in the first place.
Absolutely.
I would have never found that. Hey, he says,
I wouldn't have if that guy.
I'm not usually on. I'm not. That was smooth. You had that figured out. I'm not usually an Amazon Prime guy. Now I've been getting into Jack Ryan, which is another great series.
Love it.
But that's another thing we talk about is A Quiet Place Part 2. That one I don't. No, we're not doing any spoilers for that though. It was good. It was set up to make you jump a lot more than the first movie was, I think.
Absolutely.
Not that the first movie didn't do that, but I was on my toes the entire time. The part that really got me is in the first movie, probably the most gruesome part to me is when she steps on that nail that's sticking up in the steps.
Yep.
So it's like they open it up with, they do a flashback to show when the aliens originally came. They showed day one, which I thought was
goes down the stairs.
But then they show the aftermath. So then they pick up right after the first movie, and she goes back downstairs to get the oxygen for the baby and all that stuff. And I see her going down the stairs, and I'm like, oh no, don't make her do this twice. Please, for the love of God, don't make her do this twice. But that was a fantastic movie. Cillian Murphy, I think, was excellent. I think the little plot, you get to a point in the movie where you think, oh, okay, all is well and good from here. They're going to close it out. And then there's another bit that's like, holy shit, before they do kind of close it out. And
dude, when they were, all right, so they're on the pier. You remember the scene when they were on the dock?
Yes.
And they have the little girl. I thought that was going to get really hard to watch for a minute.
Yeah.
And Felicia thought the same thing. We were like, no, he's not about to do that. Luckily, it didn't go that route, but I was like, oh my God.
I could not see John Krasinski as a director taking this path.
Yeah.
So I had that in the back of my head a little bit, but yeah, I was like, please don't make me sit through this.
No.
This is not a necessity by any stretch of the imagination.
We get it.
Yeah, right. And that scene with the bottles and he can't move and all this. Oh man, fantastic movie.
Absolutely. I think. Which one do you like better, the second one or the first one though? It's hard.
I like the second one simply because they added the human element to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the first one, it's just them.
Yeah.
In the second one, it's them, it's the aliens, it's the humans now that they're discovering are still alive and surviving.
You think this is a 3 or 4 part thing?
I don't know. I think they allude to the fact that what their plan is going into the future, and I don't really see how they can make a third movie out of it unless radios go down or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless
I don't know. I see a third movie being them finally fully triumphing over them. You know what I mean? At the end of that movie, everything kind of, you assume it goes back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah, and we don't know how many. Like they've never expressly said how many of these aliens. Because originally they are only like, oh, there's 5 in the area or something like that, whatever it may be, and then you see loads of them in this one.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, you see like up close everything. It's like wow.
Yeah.
By the way, great design. By the way, I thought that was pretty good. I was like, all right. I don't know why their things have to come out, but
so that makes me think of it's almost like a combination of an alien and the clickers in Last of Us, if you remember those.
Oh yeah.
How they use the echolocation to see and everything, and so that I think.
Did you ever finish that game?
I didn't play the second one. I finished the first one. I never played the second one.
Second one's good.
Yeah, you keep saying you're gonna let me borrow it, and then I haven't seen it. So,
well, Derek just gave it back to me because he was borrowing it for the last like 8 months and still hasn't given it back. So,
and let's not forget, we're also back in Dino Season Part 2. You know what I mean?
Woo! Dude, made some progress. Made some progress, my friend.
I get update, and it's just like this is a weekend thing for me. And right now, you have more time on your hands than you used to.
I want the next 3 days, but
and it's one of those things where I'm like, man, this is a situation where you're going to be level 90 again. You're going to have to carry me, and then you're going to be like, all right, what we're going to do today is we're going to capture 12 birds. And I'm going to be struggling on my first one. And you'll be on like number 10. And you're like, you know what? I'll get it. Okay. I don't want you to embarrass yourself. I'll do it.
I've avoided looking for anything on this map, like looking beforehand. So it's all brand new to me. So like the only reason I might be a higher level is because I'm just collecting resources at this point. I found metal. I'm trying to catch an RG, but it ain't working. So. And it ain't working at all. So
that makes me feel a little bit better. We died probably collectively 10 times when we first started this new map.
Brutal.
It was tough. And in the dino's defense, I did deserve the one because I saw it eating another dinosaur, and I'm like, wow, this thing's occupied. I'm going to shoot it with arrows. Well, it killed that dinosaur, and its next victim was me. And when it was done with me, it went and it got Rod. And there was just like this snowball effect.
I didn't even do anything. I was just trying to build a hut.
You're like chopping trees or something in the background. And I'm like, hey, bud, I hate to tell you, but you're next. So enjoy that.
Yeah. You're like the spot I found. I respawned like at every spawn point, probably once and then half of them again. And I just kept dying and dying until I found one where I was like, you know, this is good. We'll call this home for now.
We'll call this home. It's cozy here. It's probably next to like a lava pit or something like that.
Like that trench I wanted to go in, and you're like,
yeah.
I was like, let's go check it out. Let's not. Why are you like this?
We're dehydrated. We're starving, and you want to go in a lava pit. Oh, and by the way, there's saber-toothed tigers that'll lead you right into a pack of velociraptors. So even if the saber-tooth doesn't catch you, the velociraptors definitely will.
They're hurting you.
Yeah. It's like they teamed up. Like, what kind of shit was this? But, all right. Let's get into some of our articles for today. The first one I've got for you. Let me pull this up. I don't know how I feel about this. So there's not going to be volume for this. We've discovered that. By the way, we're working with Bryce on getting his video clip, so he'll be able to share that. However, so this is that third eye for quote unquote smartphone zombies. And wait till you see the look at this thing.
That's so dumb. It's a webcam on your face. That's what it is.
Yeah, and it just has a gyroscope built in, so it knows when you're looking up and when you're not looking up and all that stuff.
How about you just not look down at your phone the whole time?
Yeah, see, it flips open and flips shut based on like where your head angle is at. Well, that's the thing is if you come down towards the end here, oh, that's not. You can get pens for sale if you want. By presenting the satirical solution, I hope people would recognize the severity of their gadget addiction and look back at themselves. I don't think that's going to be the case. No, I really don't.
I think this guy's going to make millions of dollars off this.
I think he put himself in a good spot to make a lot of money.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's the thing is, it's like people are going to look at this and go, that's the silliest thing. And one person's going to buy it and they're going to leave this rave review about how, oh, this was the best thing ever. I could look at my phone. The people are going to try to do this when they're driving probably too.
Oh, absolutely. There's some
next thing you know
out there.
Yeah. Next thing you know, that's going to, now here's the thing. If that technology is built into the car, like these self-driving cars, and it stops on its own and all that stuff, wonderful. Fantastic. I'm all for it. If this is simply so we could look down at our phones more often and not have to worry about running into stuff.
Let's not even think about that idea. The person making the cars that drive on their own is Elon Musk. The guy making this is never heard of her. So I'm going to go with Elon Musk's technology on that aspect.
Also, this I'm glad you're saying this because this is going to be a great segue into our second piece here.
Got you, boo.
And this is actually going to tie back into what we originally talked about. I don't know if you've seen the memes. So Amazon has come out with The Boys. Amazon has come out with Invincible. And people are a little curious as to why they're kind of painting like an anti-Superman portrayal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you take a picture of Jeff Bezos and you put it right next to a picture of Lex Luthor.
Listen, I'm not saying he's Lex Luthor. I'm just saying I've never seen them together. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. They've been painting Lex Luthor a certain way for a long time. I don't know. We'll have to compare how old Jeff Bezos is to when they started portraying Lex Luthor in that manner, and if those timelines maybe pair up at all, to where they really just drew off of his.
So what does that make Bill Gates and Elon Musk then?
Well, Elon Musk is an alien for sure.
All right, so
that makes him Martian Manhunter.
You think he's Martian Manhunt? Yep.
Yeah.
And even like how he talks too, it's perfect. All right, what about what is it? Master Roshi maybe for Bill Gates?
Master Roshi.
Hey, he's single now. He's out on the prowl.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't know if nudie mags give him nosebleeds or anything like that, but what a weird portrayal for having an erection. By the way, shout out to who's the Dragon Ball creator?
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah. Shout out to him for utilizing that as his portrayal for arousal. Master Roshi getting a nosebleed every time? Like, they're like blood flow, but to his penis. Just imagine that.
But it comes out his nose. There's so much of it.
I don't really understand. Yeah, I don't know. Dick don't work, so my nose bleeds, I guess, is what they were going for. But back to our piece of technology. This is what we're creating. Like, I understand in the grand scheme of things, this is supposed to be a joke, but how much time and money and effort do you think was put into creating this joke when we could have taken this piece of technology and applied it to something much more practical?
Did you see that thing about actually how our bone structure is changing because our heads are tilted down all the time?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Well,
yeah, I'm not either.
I mean, you got to think. We wore masks for what, a year, maybe a full year.
Listen here, QB Momo. All right, we do not take performance enhancers here at Idiots on a Mic. All right,
that's
we're
right.
Not about to sell ourselves. We are about all natural, and that's how we're going to gain our viewers. All right, I don't need to be famous,
but we appreciate you.
Nope, no appreciation. Nope.
What do you
keep
mean?
My balls fully inflated all the time. No appreciation for cheaters here.
It's a Tom Brady burner account. Oh God. Hey, did you see who was it that offensive lineman that suffered an injury while working out away from the
Broncos right tackle Juwan James?
You see, there's a big lawsuit for that now.
Well, yeah, he was working out away from the facility, which all the players know that there's a risk of doing that. Or they could just go to the facility and work out, but instead they didn't, and they said they're not going to pay him his contract, and they cut him. Now he got signed by another team, and now he's going back to the Broncos to try to get the money. I'm like, you know what you were risking, dude. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, like, well, since they've signed him, he hasn't played like hardly at all for them. Like, and when he has played, it's been trash. So I get where they're coming from, but I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure their facilities have everything top notch too, but
yeah,
what's to say work out at home, especially during the off season? You know what I mean? Like most of these guys don't actually live in the cities that they're playing for. They may have some temporary home there or seasonal home, whatever, you know, because they can do that because they make millions of dollars.
What's to say this guy wasn't out playing rugby with his buddies? You know what I mean? Instead of working out, and he's just saying it's working out. You know, it's a fine line. I get it. I don't necessarily agree. Like in a perfect world, you could trust someone's word on that and be like, all right, yeah, you know what? If you were just lifting weights at home, good on you. Here's your money, you know? So, I mean, whatever that money is to that owner, it's just,
Yeah. All right. Let's bring up our next article here. Jeff Bezos. So we talked about Lex Luthor himself. He owns, I didn't even know this, he owns a space company, a space exploration company as well called Blue Origin. And he will be a part of the new Shepard is the name of the rocket or spaceship or whatever you want to call it that will be taking flight in mid-July, I believe. And he's actually going to be on the rocket when it takes flight. Him and his brother.
Is it just me, or do you think as well, these billionaires, right? They're starting their own space programs because, one, they can profit off
They're
space.
all aliens.
Yeah, okay. All right, fair. They can go home. All right, first of all. Second of all, I mean, they can profit off of, like, because eventually this is going to become something like, you know, space travel is going to be like buying a plane ticket.
That thing looks like a penis, don't it?
But, like, do you think that these are actually, instead of helping humanity, these are actually just future investments for these billionaires?
Oh, I'm glad you said that, Nicholas, because there is, in fact, a bid to get on this particular craft, and the bid is up to $3.2 billion right now.
Who's it go to?
The highest bidder.
Does it go to? No, I mean, does the money go to Bezos?
He owns the company.
What if it's just Elon? Just fucking. All right, yep. Let's see what you got, bud.
He's pulling cords out and shit.
Yeah. He gets on the ship and he looks at it. He goes, "Hey, I had my guys run over this. This is actually going to explode. It's not going to work."
So let me find the exact number here. Yeah. So the other company is not how much it will sell. So yes, this is exploitation of space. Like they want to make money off of it.
Yeah.
So the company has not announced how much it will sell regular tickets for. Blue Origin said one seat will be given to the winner of a month-long auction that's currently in progress. It is currently up to 3.2 million. I said billion. That would have been wild.
I was about to say, I was like, damn, that's high. I don't know many people that can afford that. Like
Jeff Bezos could afford that.
Yeah, he's buying the seat next to him.
He's buying. Yeah, he said he takes money out of this pocket, he puts it in this hand, he puts money in this pocket. That's all he's doing in that case. But I mean, to your credit, this is just such an American fucking thing to do. He's like, and I didn't realize, and I think you touched on this last time we mentioned Amazon or Bezos in general, is he built. So first of all, he got $250,000 loan from his family, and Amazon was initially just like an online library, like you could buy books online, and what it has become now. So here's the other thing that I'd like to point out is this is launching 15 days after he's retiring as like CEO of Amazon. So maybe he is just going home. Like he's amassed enough money to where he's like, I have nothing left to give this world. I gave you Amazon world. I'm out of here.
But I mean, here's the thing: just because he retired from CEO doesn't mean he's not still getting like royalties.
He's a chairman. Yeah, he's like a chairman.
He's getting all the money he got before. Now he's just paying someone a little extra for that. Would you want to go? Absolutely not. I don't want to go to space. I just want to hear about it.
Well,
I don't want to go to space until there have at least been 1,000 test flights that have not gone wrong. And then I'll need one to go wrong to know that the reset timer gets reset, because then I'll go, because I'll know it's not very likely.
Days since.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, so
where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, he goes from that. And now, what if he's just like, okay, well, now let's take all my attention off Amazon. I'm going to put it towards a spaceship. We're going to have space hotels. We're going to have space strip clubs. We're going to have space everything, all right? And guess who's going to be the,
space
front runner
titties?
of it? Old Bezos. Just gravity. Just.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Maybe. What if this is two alien races competing against each other? You have Elon Musk, Elon Musk, and whatever alien entity he is from, and then Jeff Bezos, and then it's like this. Just these.
What if this is just
two extraterrestrial titans just going?
What if this whole thing we're in is a game, and it's 2-player, and the first to space wins? Like the first, to colonize Moon or something like that. You know what I mean?
So you're saying like
their player
in
one and player
Civilization
two.
In Civilization Revolution, you can make it like you can go through technology to where you build a rocket and blast off to space, and that's how you win. This is what you're saying. This is what they're attempting.
And we're just like the scrubs in it. You know what I mean? Like the extras.
We're just like the soldiers that go from city to city,
and get murdered.
Or the settler, just get.
We're in the cities that get destroyed and stuff. We're not even important enough to be the people that go out and do that shit.
We're the characters you don't even actually see. Like you just hear about those characters. That's about it.
Absolutely. I think now's a good time for a promo ad because I'm out of beer.
Oh dear Lord. So we do have a few things coming up. We are attempting to get my good friend Mario on for next week's episode. He did a little mini series called Unbreakable Mind with Warrior Poet. So we're hoping to draw some information from him. Good guy, funny guy. Had a chance to play with him. Hopefully a lot of good stories that we can kind of piece together. It's been a minute. Also, the marathon episode is still in effect, July 10th. That will be coming up, so be on the lookout. We've added a few more different guests, potentially Mario being one of those who, like I said, we'll have on next week. We talked about OJ the Juice Man coming on, Andrew coming on for next week.
Listen, I cannot tell you how excited I am for this marathon episode. I have some classic. All right, YouTube tropes to go over with you guys, okay? We're going to open some Pokemon cards. We're going to open them. I don't know what the hell I'm looking for, but we're going to open them, all right? We're going to open them. Might even have a little video game action where you see me get killed about 20,000 times on Call of Duty. So something to look forward to for everyone out there.
So I saw this meme. I'm glad you brought up Pokemon. I saw a meme. It says, snuggling up with your Pikachu. That's cute. Snuggling up with your Machamp. That's a little different.
Oh no!
That was dumb. I can't believe you let me say that.
That was silly. I like it.
that was,
Go back to the pond if you're gonna be such a silly goose.
I'm glad you said that too. I do have Mama Steel asked me why we didn't really do dad jokes anymore. So I have a dad joke for you. Okay.
What you got?
So the guy walks into the doctor's office. He goes through a routine with the doctor. The doctor says to him, "Sir, I have some bad news for you. Your DNA is backwards." And the guy says, "And?" You get it?
That's clever.
I have another one for you. Here we go. Karl Marx was very famous, but you may know his sister, Anya, from track meets. Anya Marx. Why do I have to explain everything to you?
I'm going to go over a meme I saw today and it made me laugh. I'm going to use it. Okay. And it goes well because it's getting hot. I'm not saying it's hot out, but Shrek's in my shorts right now arguing with my ass over whose swamp it is.
Anyways, let's talk about something good, shall we? I sent you this. I don't know if you had a chance to watch this video.
Let's watch it.
So, in the world of practicality and medicine, unlike the third eye that we saw earlier, doctors are actually able to like roll patients over without having to physically like turn
We
them.
haven't
and
had this
everything like
technology yet. Are you kidding me?
that. It seems very simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like,
This is I
Wow.
just found this tweet like 2 or 3 days ago maybe.
yeah.
And yeah, that's all it is. It's just two rollers with a sheet that wraps up like between them. And then you can sit it up like that so they sit over and
Listen, buddy, I could have thought of this
and
10 years ago, but I didn't think about it. So kudos to whoever the creators are. That's brilliant.
well, and here's the thing. No, he doesn't. He's never had a better joke. That's part of the problem. Almost.
I'm always having better jokes. All right, let's get
So-
that clear.
So here's the thing. We can talk about we'll even just bypass all the conspiracies, but in less than a year, we created a vaccine for a virus that we had only experienced for the first time. Yet this fucking bed is just now coming into the forefront of technology. And I don't know. I guess, like, is this a money well spent thing where, like, where are we putting all the funding for our research? And
I'm so interested to see if all humankind decided, okay, we're going to put all our funding and all our manpower into this one particular thing, like this one research. You know how quick we would probably figure that shit out?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And to that point, since we touched on the marathon episode, let's kind of double back for a minute. I mean, we're trying to donate for the American Cancer Society. If we put funding all into that, now here's the thing: we're a very militaristic nation, and that would likely pull funding away from the military. Would be my guess.
But it pulls funding away from everyone's military. I'm talking we act as on a global scale. Everyone's like, and do you think that would be quicker than having all these side mini pools of money and resources on many things? But instead we go, okay, everyone, yeah, we have these little pools going out there, but the majority of our funds, we're going to cure cancer today. Give it 2 weeks, or we're going to cure this. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to find out if aliens are real. Let's see how long it takes us. And I guarantee the government would be like, listen, we already got it figured out. Let's on to something else.
Yeah. It'd be like, Elon, what do you think? Aliens real? And Elon's like, what are you asking me for?
What?
Curious. Wow. As he shapeshifts back into Elon Musk. All right, we're on to you, Martian Manhunter. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm all for it. I think but I think there's too many egos in that field.
Oh yeah, and that's the problem. The human element, That's why aliens probably don't care about us. They're like, they're dumb.
You can't be saying shit like the human element, dude. I'm on to you. The human element, you said.
That goes back to before the episode joke, so whatever.
Yeah, you threatened to kill me because I was eating too slow. Well, you threatened to wipe out the earth because I was eating too slow. Pardon me. Let me rephrase. Pardon me. But in any case, I didn't really get a chance to run the CBD promo. You want to run that real quick there, Roddy?
Oh, I think you got it. I don't know where to start on that one. All right, go to CBDbrothersUSA.com for your finest CBD products. Yeah,
you're the fucking talent.
They're good people. All right, just go there, get some CBD stuff. There have been studies that have shown, it's good for inflammation, good for that stuff. We've talked about it before. Just feel like we need to auto record this or something because there have been studies that have shown people on narcotics, things of that nature. You know what? If they took CBD, they gave half CBD, half a placebo, and the ones that took the CBD, you know what? I think like 80 to 90% of them actually didn't go back to their narcotics because the CBD helped them that much. So whether you call it a mind game, you call it for the shit actually works, which It does. So, you know what? Give it a whirl. If you have any questions, talk to our dudes, Vegan Steve and Sexy Steve. They'll get you taken care of at CBDBrothersUSA.com.
Yes, and you use our code Idiots on Mike, you will get 25%
Code
off.
Idiots on Mike.
No, there's no A in there. It's just Idiots on Mike. That's 25% off and free shipping. See, that wasn't too bad, now was it?
Did I do that
well,
one? Did I nail it?
It was really bumpy at the start, but I think you pulled it together at the end. By the way, shout out to if our friend Pills and Ibiza is still tuning in with us. We took the Imbeciles of the Highest Order and we ran with it. My T-shirt is already in the mail on the way to the apartment. I can't
Where's
wait
my
to
crown,
wear this.
bitch? I need my crown. That's what I need.
Well, I mean, just hit up the local Burger King, tell them it's your birthday, and they'll get you something just as nice as this one up here. But you can find that at bonfire.com. I will be reattaching the oh man. Perry,
you know what? Why don't you tell your Steelers to do better? All right, drafting a running back in the first round. What are they thinking?
Here we go. Here we go.
All right, what we got next?
In other news, I hope you're as excited about this as I am. A Wedding Crashers sequel is in talks for a return. What do we think? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Should this have been a one-off? Probably.
Owen Wilson in general, I'll take it. You know,
I'll watch.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll watch it. I don't care. Yeah. I'll watch it.
You give me a 45-minute movie of Owen Wilson saying "wow" with slightly different inflections in his voice, and this is getting hostile in here. With slightly different inflections.
Doing fine. He's throwing just fine. They worked on deep balls today in OTA, so they're fine.
Is that in their outdoor practice facility? But here's the thing: is like with the way the plot line was set up in the original Wedding Crashers. What do they do from here? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm excited to find out. Like, hey, it's either going to be shit and I'm going to watch it, or it's going to be good and I'm going to watch it. So
either way, we're going to absorb the content that they're trying to get us to absorb.
For those of you on the fence about watching Loki on Disney Plus, the first episode is out. Owen Wilson is in it. I had no idea, and it made my day. So give it a whirl.
I'm glad you said that. Loki is now out. Episode 1 aired this morning at like midnight or whenever they actually release the episode on Disney Plus. So if you have it, check it out. If you've been following along with any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe TV series on there, WandaVision wasn't my favorite. I did enjoy it. There was twists and turns there. Not really my favorite. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think, was excellent.
Hey, did Falcon and Winter Soldier end with it saying Captain America and Winter Soldier?
I don't remember the
because I think I fell asleep
details
today and I woke up at the final credits for the final episode. So I got that far.
That's fair. By the way, it's going to look like a lot of people comment on our stuff, but it is actually just Perry saying "what" over and over and over. Mostly just to intimidate you, but I find it hysterical.
I hate him so much.
But I'm excited about this. So this made me think of a question. So he's basically being chased by time police, more or less, is my understanding of it.
Mm-hmm.
So this made me think about, all right, why didn't Captain America get caught by the time police when he went back and put all the stones back and everything? That question has been brought up again. And Mama Steel even chiming in now.
Damn it. By the way, Perry, your garden's looking great, buddy. Solid, looks great. I'm going.
How does Captain America put back the Soul Stone?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like all the other ones, okay, it's simple. You place it back in this particular thing. But someone has to jump off a cliff to get the Soul Stone. I'm just curious as to how you just give it to him?
Yeah, he gives it to whatever, right?
the lake at the bottom or whatever it is?
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. That seems like too simple of an answer.
I don't like how our comments has become a roast session. All right, I don't like this.
Whatever, dude. This is when Tommy's on or Rick's on. It's just an absolute slaughter fest for me, and I gotta sit there and take it.
For it. You wear red pants.
I really don't. Are you burned out by the character Loki though, or is this something that brought investment back into the character?
I think a little bit. You're gonna watch it. You're gonna be like, okay, this is kind of dumb, kind of weird. But like as it progresses, you're like, okay, because you got to think this is the Loki that doesn't know anything about like him dying or with Thanos or this is pre-Avengers 1 Loki, so. You kind of have to look at it like that and remember that as you're watching. No, this is post first Avengers, right?
They caught him at the end.
Yeah, so at the end of the first Avengers,
yeah.
But you'll see. It's just remind yourself to separate the two, and you'll be all right.
See, that's what I have such a problem with. Is like, yeah, okay, I get that, but
timelines are fucky.
Yeah, I mean. I don't know. I like just good old fashioned killing, like in Invincible.
Dude, you want to talk? Even the villains have like great, like they're like incorporated in a way that you understand why they're doing what they're doing, or you understand what. Like most superhero movies now, you just have a villain that comes out of nowhere, and you don't know who they are or anything like that. With glorious purpose. Oh well, enjoy the cellar of the AFC North for the next 10 years. Anyhow,
all right. I think he was referring to his green thumb capabilities.
His guard looked
his glorious purpose. His glorious purpose is to feed the peoples.
Oh, yeah. I think he had a turtle in his garden. I think I saw something on Instagram. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but hey, if turtles like it, I like it. Simple.
You ever seen Master of Disguise?
Yes.
You know what I'm thinking of? Am I not turtle enough for your turtle club? All right. Last thing. I'm not going to get too in-depth in this. However, stars made out of antimatter might be, quote-unquote, lurking in the universe.
Now, is antimatter and dark energy the same thing? Or
no.
Dark matter?
No. There is a very distinct point to where they... you're going to make me find exactly where it's at. But no, they do refer to all three of them, antimatter, dark matter, and just normal matter, I guess. And basically, like I was kind of touching on before, so there should have been an exact balance of antimatter and regular matter. And every time that they collide with each other, they just burst into like a little wave of energy or however they describe it.
Isn't this all theoretical? Like they haven't proved any of it, have they?
Right. I know. But here's the thing is like there's articles on articles about this. Like how is all this theoretical yet we're basing information off of this is what I don't understand. Well, we talked about those like invisible spacecrafts that had dark matter around them, wasn't it? Floating over Jacksonville? Isn't that what they had?
I think they ended up saying it was like it was either dark matter or it was like they were using gravity as a propulsion system. So the gravity around it like made it so that you couldn't really see it. I don't know. It's weird. When you get into the theoretical shit, it's weird. Like it's tricky.
I enjoyed reading this because it's okay. So now it's saying like there's entire stars made out of just antimatter. And they're like, well, originally they theorized there's 14. And they're like, well, what do we do with this information? Like, they glow just like a regular star and all this shit. I'm like, all right, you guys are just making shit up at this point. Like, I get it. You guys are... I just assume there's a collection of scientists who are like, once you hit a certain IQ point, they take you into this room and are going to be like, hey, we're going to fuck with the general population for a long while. Are you in or out? And you're like, well, yeah, of course I'm in. You guys are paying me a lot of money to do this. And
I had one that this is the greatest piece of information I've learned in my time in college. Other than that, it's But I had a chemistry professor tell me once, she goes, yeah, once you get to this point, she goes, for your masters and everything, it's pretty much like once you get so far into any field, it's all theoretical past that. Even the schooling and stuff, it's all theoretical and just theories that people believe and like what you think of it and stuff like that. And that just amazed me. I'm like, you're telling me that it's like there's a point where we just don't know, like, but you guys are telling us it's fact. I'm like, I don't know.
Like, yeah, we spoke with Elon and Bezos, and they have actually informed us of what the real information may be. Now, let's say this, like, let's say that aliens aren't actually more technologically advanced than us, like, so
like you and I were talking about how like their planet may just have naturally occurring elements that work better for things like space travel and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been the first thing they fucked with. They were like, "Oh, here's this, element 115 that lets me travel space super fast."
Do you fuck with the war
when I get there?
That's my little Dicky plug because I want to get him on the marathon episode. So
absolutely,
I 100% clipped the last part of me saying something about that, and I was like, "What do you think?" No response. Weird. Who would have guessed?
Just keep DMing him. It'll work.
Yeah. Weird. My account is just entirely shut down now, so he's probably got enough pull to do that because I'm just some Joe Schmo talking into a microphone that I was
an
gifted.
Imbecile of the highest order.
An imbecile of the highest order. It wasn't even my idea, but I was so proud. I was like, we're making fucking t-shirts.
You were.
Man.
You sent it to me like the next day. I'm like, wow, that was quick. It actually looks really good. Good job.
Wasted no time putting that together.
0.
Oh, man. I don't know. Hey, you want to tell the people a little bit about what this 4th of July thing's going to be like?
All right. So hold on one second. Hey, Fee, did we decide on the redneck thing? Okay. So, anyhow, we're doing a 4th of July.
This is all theoretical.
All theoretical. Subject to change at any time.
Yeah.
So, we're having a 4th of July event, and we're going to have some drinking games, some beer Olympics, some off-the-wall games. I don't want to go into detail here because it's a surprise for everyone. But it's going to be a good time for friends that want to join. And we're debating, tossing up the idea because good old Zachary or Cowboy decided to recommend that we should have a redneck themed, so like an over the top redneck themed thing. So
I got jorts, man. I'll cut the sleeves off of my fucking flannel. We'll call it a day. I'm halfway there, baby.
It'll be a good time,
Yeah. In theory.
That's right.
In theory might be the most devastating phrase anybody could say to you because it's like, well, in theory, this is going to work like you want it to, and then it typically doesn't. So, don't you check your phone? Yeah,
I hate Harry so much. I hate him. Every year we'd make a bet, and he'd always win. It didn't matter.
Why would he always win? Is it like your Bengals are not good, or
they had Andy Dalton? What do you expect? Any team with Andy Dalton's going to struggle.
That's all for today, people. I have to go cry myself to sleep. No, we have Justin Fields. I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you like that when I was talking to you about Invincible? I was like, they're headed to Chicago, assembled Fields and the boys.
Oh, yeah. Andy Dalton's nickname, the Red Rifle, also would be a fantastic superhero moniker. Where
what about
he
the
just
Red Ryder BB gun?
No, that's like the Red Rifle, but he would be like Green Arrow, but Red Rifle. You know what I mean?
With
like
footballs
really
just launching them into things.
Doesn't even actually really have superpowers. It just looks around like a sack of footballs behind him, and he just, all right, it's go time. Just opens it up and just launches a few right at you.
That'd be a really fun take, I think.
I think so too. Let's put that in the works. Somebody who knows how to use like Adobe animation or something. Can we put together like a Red Rifle comic strip that we can air on here? Bryce, I don't know what the extent is of the animated side of things. We know you've done very well so far with the live action stuff. Let's dive into the.
Why don't we just come up with an animated cartoon, dude? $1 billion idea right there. Animated.
I feel
cartoon.
like okay. Well, we don't. I don't know if we know anybody who has the animated know how to put that together.
How hard can it be? I'm sure there's programs that do most of it for you.
Not what I've seen. I tried, buddy. I tried. So when we were back in the beer chug days, R.I.P. Beer Chug Sports. That was gone but not forgotten.
That's right.
I tried to do some animation where we could have our faces and then we can do little talking things with animated faces of ourselves.
Needs work.
That alone, yeah. That alone was far beyond my understanding. And I watched the step-by-step tutorial on how to do it. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking understand. It didn't make any sense to me. By the way, I'm having a lot of fun with the new clip setup, the way I've been setting up the clips to make it look like it's on a TV and everything. Way too much fun with that. I don't know why. I'm
you just send me 8 clips a day, and you're like, check this one. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, how did you get that done? We just got off air.
Are you proud of me yet or not?
Good job, kid.
Get this guy a raise.
Well, we'll double your salary. Double zero, still zero, bud.
You're fucking right about that. Let's wrap it up there for today, everybody. Thank you for everybody who chimed in. Perry, I'm glad to have you back, Perry.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to have you back and back in business with us. Mama Steel, Papa Steel, as always, appreciate you guys chiming in. And for everybody who did listen or tune in but didn't chime in, maybe you're a little nervous, maybe you got a little shy, a little
shy. Yeah, it's all right. We accept all here.
You can come talk to us. It's okay. We don't have to put your comment on it. Yeah.
Don't write in caps and no one will hear you. It'll be all right.
Yeah, just softly. Lowercase. All lowercase if you can.
That's right.
That's going to be... Oh, Grammy, I'm sorry. Grammy, I'm sorry.
Grammy.
I almost breezed
Grammy wants to go to space, so we gotta go to space with Grammy. Oh no, I'm really upset about this.
I'm sure Grammy's a part of some club or exclusive thing where she'll have enough points to be able to go to space. However she does. Anytime we travel with Grammy, she's just, I got you. Don't worry about it. I think she's doing some mafia shit.
Or she's like, hey, I know how to get in this place. Here, let's just go to this door that's down in the alley. All right, and we just walk right in. It's fine.
And all of a sudden, you're in an anti-gravity chamber, and you're in space or whatever. She's got the connections, but
we don't ask questions, and that's the important.
No, never have, never will. I'm afraid to find out. But thank you all for who you get it. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week. And as always,
cheers.